Hey everybody, welcome back.
Going to mimic, I guess you can call it kind of marbling. I like to call it a fog effect. We're going to use black and clear, but you can definitely use white and clear to give any of the art that you do kind of that smoky fog rolling over effect, especially for this time of year. It looks really awesome. So what I do is I'm going to use regular clear polish. So we're going to go ahead and coat the whole nail. I am not going to cure this because we want to marble in the black. And with the striper brush, I'm just going to get my black and start kind of putting it in there. We're going to blend it in a little bit. And there's no real exact science to it. Liking the way this one is coming out. I really don't know if I don't think I want to add anything more to it. Now in this nail I'm only going to leave this like marbly effect, so I do want to coat and cover as much of the completely clear as possible without blending it in totally. Oh yeah, I'm liking that one. Okay, go ahead and put that one in. Now this one I'm actually going to do a design on top of it, so I'm going to do the same effect, but I'm not going to cover so much of it with black. This one I definitely want to make it look more like the fog that's creeping in, because we're going to put a really awesome little moon over it. So I'm going to try to keep these in pretty much just like straight lines. First do the effect. Now just blend. I really love doing this kind of technique because it's not the usual Halloween technique that you see shown, the jack-o'-lantern, the skeletons. This is definitely a very creative way to get in the Halloween spirit without being too literal. I'm gonna go around the edges with more black, so that way it almost look like it's framing it. I kind of think that'll look cool, so let's go for that. Okay, I'm kind of liking where this one's at right now. Yes, I like it. I'm leaving that one where it is. So now what we're going to do with this marbled nail is I'm going to add a crescent moon, and we're actually going to put a little gem with it. Here I'm going to apply any second coat that I may need to my moon. And I'm gonna put a little crystal pixie right here on the tip of this moon. Now on this hand, we're gonna do a super cute little bling using some Swarovski crystal pixie. So as always, the bling goes at the very, very top. You wanna make sure you have your top coat on there so that you do not damage the coloring or the art that you put underneath. And we're just gonna lightly buff because we want to make sure the product adheres very well, and we're going to end up reapplying the top coat once we put our pixie. Going to be using some of our Rockstar Pixie. I forgot what color this one is, but it is super, super nice, super sparkly, and definitely the feels and the vibe of Halloween. Anytime I use my crystals, or for the crystal pixie, I use the accent shine on because I want to settle the little crystals in a very thick, clear coat. And this one does not require wiping off. So it works really, really well. So we're just going to put the top coat wherever we want the pixies to stick. Now for the crystal pixie, the actual packaging that the pixies come in, this is what I use to lay the finger in so that I can pour the crystal pixies over and it'll catch them for me. And these bounce a lot, so you don't want to do it on top of something that'll make them bounce even more. So all I'm gonna do is just pour a couple of little crystals on here. Same no wipe top coat, I'm going to go all around these edges. These crystals sparkle a lot, and that's the biggest reason you don't want to cover them all. Swarovski Crystal Pixie is little tiny crystals. They have lots of little facets. It sparkles a lot, especially because you have them bunched up at different angles. It definitely gives you that brilliance, as opposed to coating it completely in gel. It's just going to look like you got a bunch of plastic and metal little studs encapsulated, as opposed to these really bright and reflective mini crystals. Top edge back here. And then I'll just kind of stick my brush in between the little crystals, and we're going to drag that top coat in between those edges too. This one we're totally done, so I'm just going to finish the rest of the nail with the same no wipe top coat. Do the same crystal application to this one. Rubbing on the top just to make sure I don't have any crystal that's popping out too much, but it's looking really good. You see I haven't covered any, even though I went in with my striper tool and got in between the little crystals. You get in through the sides. You definitely want to make sure you seal them in as much as possible. Like with any other crystals, I advise my clients not to be rubbing and touching them all the time, because no matter how good you fasten them in there, if you keep rubbing, the oils of your skin will definitely eat up at it and make it loose. But it's looking awesome. Now let's go ahead and seal in these last crystals. Remember, first go all around the edges. Be generous with the top coat. It's going to seep in there, and you want to make sure that you're coating all around the edge as much as possible without totally covering the crystals. And from the back.
And there you have it, everyone. Super beautiful and a different take on Halloween nails using the Swarovski Crystal Pixie. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. Make sure that you've liked, subscribe, and share, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. Bye.